In this video, I want to show you how to animate only one of the sections of text. So in the banner example, it would be only the animated call to action, right? So I've got this file set up, and basically what I've got, 3 layers of text. This is my headline, and as you can see, this is my headline. It will not be animated. This is my subhead. It will not be animated. This is my animated call to action. So as you can see, each one resides on its own separate layer, and that's important. Okay, and you'll see why in 1 second. But what I'm going to do here is I want to animate only the call to action, right? And what I want to do is I want to fade it out and then fade it back in gradually. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this. So imagine this, if you will. I'm going to take this layer right here, and I'm going to tween it out so that it goes to a reduced opacity. Then we're going to tween it back in to go to full opacity, and we're only targeting that layer, so only the animated, only the call to action is animated. Let me show you what I mean. So what I'm going to do is with this frame, I'm just going to duplicate this whole frame, right? And we'll just go here now. Let's duplicate the selected frame. All right, and that's an exact duplicate of the first frame. In this frame, I'm going to select the target, the layer that I want to animate, and that's the animated call to action. And that's the layer, right? I'm going to select that, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to reduce my opacity. Now I'm going to come down to about maybe 18% or so. I don't want it to completely disappear. I want it to reduce opacity and then fade back in. All right, so this is the first frame, this is the second frame. Now all we have to do now is add tweens between those to gradually fade, right? So what I'll do here is I'll come right down here to the tween icon, we'll click that, and what we want to do is I'm on the second frame now, the one that's got the reduced opacity, and I want to tween that with the previous frame that has the full opacity. I've got frames to add, I'm going to add 5, and I've got my time duration set up at ½ a second per frame. All right, I'm just going to click OK. Now, as you can see, the first frame is full opacity, the last frame is reduced opacity, and we get gradual in between. So if I play this out right now, we'll see we start at full opacity, it starts to fade out, fades out, then it pops right back in. That's a problem. I don't want it to pop back in, I want it to fade back in. So I want it to start at full opacity, I want it to fade out, and then fade back in. All right, so all I would do at this point is come to this frame right here, and I'm going to create another tween, only this time I want to tween it with the full opacity. So basically what we're doing is the same process, only in reverse. So with my last frame selected, I'm going to come back to tween, and this time I want to tween it with the first frame, the full opacity frame, right? And then I'll add my frames, 5 at ½ a second each. We'll go say, okay. Okay, now when we play this out, fades back in, there's full opacity, fades out, fades back in. Okay, now I'm going to stop that for a second. I've got this saved out to GIF, so you can see it, and here you have it. And that's how you target only the call to action for the animation as required in the banner ad. So that should answer any questions as to how to isolate one section of text for animation. Okay,